Hi, and welcome to my unboxing channel, where today we will be unboxing the Crayola Crayons 120 box. As you can see, this box contains 120 crayons made by Crayola, each a unique color. It's not the largest that I've ever seen, but it's definitely larger than the 64 box and larger than the 96 box. But I think the biggest box I've ever seen is like 140 something. So let's take a look inside the box. There's this cute little lift tab here. We're going to open that up, and inside you're going to see Red, who for a little, or Tip, who they tried to make a mascot for a little while and that didn't really work out. You're going to see Tip as a crayon sharpener. Ooh. This one came with a, let me put it together for you, Tip the crayon sharpener. You just place your crayon inside, twist it around, and then when you're ready to empty it out, you take Tip's brain off and dump all your shavings out. Put you right there so you can stare at me from a distance. And then you have inside, you have more boxes to unbox. We have a box of 48, a box of 48, and a box of 24. And please ignore these extra white crayons. I stuck them in there from another box. Don't tell anybody. No, it's just for storage. So let's take a look at our first box. Let's do the 24 box. I think these are the more traditional base colors from the set. They now last 35% longer and are preferred by teachers. Now, I've used crayons in a school setting, and I will definitely say that I back Crayola as the best crayons on the market. Colorations can get out of here. And you know what? Rose art, more like rose fart. They're terrible. Crayola last. They don't rub off all over everything. They blend really well. They're nice, skinny size for your fingers. Maybe not for little kids, but they do make the Crayola triangle-shaped chubby crayons for those kiddos. So inside, we take a peek. Now, I cannot recall if this is in the original packaging, meaning I've never opened it before, because I feel like I've used a couple of these crayons. So if they're not in the original part of the box, I do apologize. So we'll begin our journey with Purple Heart. Purple Heart, named after probably the famous, oh, of course it's not going to focus. Purple Heart, named after the badge that you get for being injured in the line of duty. Purple Heart. It's, I wonder if this is exactly the color of the Purple Heart ribbon. It definitely looks more blue than purple upon inspection, but as we draw a line, let me grab a piece of handy dandy testing paper here. Haha! As we color, you can see it's sort of a blue-purple shade right here. Of course, the computer's going to edit that a little bit, but you get the idea. So Purple Heart is crayon number 1 in the box. I should get a Purple Heart for all the paper cuts I've gotten while coloring with these crayons. Next we have, next is Beaver. Beaver. I guess if you wanted to know what color a brown beaver is, there it is. Beaver. The next color we're pulling out of the box is Cotton Candy. Now, I'm going to argue that cotton candy can be pink or blue, so what they should have done for cotton candy is done like a half and half crayon, or maybe pink with blue sparkles, or vice versa, but we'll accept the pink cotton candy. That's the color I always ordered from like the vendors at the circus. We have Carribean Green. Not to be confused with Pacific Green or Dead Sea Green, I guess, but Caribbean Green, so the colors of maybe the Caribbean Sea. I think Caribbean Blue is also a color in the Crayola lineup. This is a really pretty sort of sea foam green color when you use it on paper, so fantastic. Next crayon in the box is Piggy Pink. It's super pale, like a piggy's skin. So if you're a vegan or vegetarian, you may not want to color with this color. It might remind you too much of the sweet little innocent pigs that we eat every day. Next we have Sunset Orange. Hey baby, I thought we'd go look at the sunset today. All right, honey. Yep, that's the sunset, all right. It's orange. Let's see here. Fuzzy Wuzzy. This is a new crayon color I have never heard of before. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. I mean, if a crayon had hair on it, I would be a little concerned. We have desert sand. Desert sand. What I like about this set too is you're not gonna be able to see it because it won't focus, but all of these crayons not only have the name in English, but it looks like the name is also in Spanish, and I'm not sure about the second language on here. I think French. Sable du désert. I think that's French. Let's see, we have Fern. You killed our love fern. If anybody ever gives you a love fern, run. Run as fast as you can. Plants are awesome, but if they call it a love fern, they like chick flicks a lot, and you should probably not spend too much time on movie night with them. Manatee. Sea cows. I wonder if this crayon often gets confused as mermaids. It's a pretty blue color, kind of a steely gray blue. This 24 pack must be like the newest colors. Maybe they had another naming contest. This is blush. I should apply some right now. Okay, here we go. Do I look like I'm blushing yet? Blush. Crayola, if you were going to start marketing makeup, why did you choose the 120 box to do that in? Mountain Meadow. I feel like I need to categorize these by scenic colors versus food colors versus animal colors. I don't know. I'm definitely sensing some themes here. Oh, pink flamingo, named for my absolute favorite animal on this planet. Well, that's not true. Favorite bird on this planet. I'm sorry, I already told you a fib. If I color though, this is a very hot pink color, and I'm gonna have to argue with you, Crayola, that flamingos are not this color. They're more like a salmon-y pink. So you kind of missed the mark with the actual color, but I like the name Pink Flamingo. Here we have Antique Brass, one of our metallics. I always loved metallic crayons. I love that shine you get from using them. I always used them for like princess jewelry. We have Outer Space. Guys, the sentence is in the blackness of space. This is not a black, this is a deep blue. So this cannot possibly be outer space. And then we have Shadow. At least Shadow is dark. It looks like it's trying really hard to be black, but might have a slight hint of like a slate gray mixed in there. Shadow. We have, ooh, dropping stuff. We have Canary. If this crayon starts singing, you know you're in danger. Get out of the house. We use canary crayons to tell us if we're too close to going out of the lines. We have Vivid Violet. Vivid Violet. That's alliteration for you, friends. Words that start with the same letter, back to back. Banana Mania. Banana Mania. If my banana was this color, I don't think it'd be the healthiest color to eat, but it might make a nice pie. Banana Mania, what a color. Here's another yellow shade. That's 3 yellow shades in this box so far. This one is, oh, this is called Almond. It's interesting to me that they chose a yellow wrapper, but that the shade is more in the tan or peach family than yellow. Almond. We have Aquamarine, my birthstone. For all you merfolk out there, or all you Pisces kids. We have Bluebell. I think that's supposed to be named after the flower bluebells. It's just weird to me that it's not a compound word. It's just literally blue bell. And we have 2 crayons left in the first box. We have Eggplant, or Aubergine, if you want to get fancy. Actually, it does say Aubergine on there. That's pretty cool. And we have Pink Sherbert. Not to be confused with Sherbet. Sherbert. So far, we've done the first box of 24 crayons. Out of these 24, I have heard of, I think, about 2 or 3 of these colors existing before opening this box. Most of these seem to be newer colors that were either voted on or maybe recently named by people. I think there's a few cop-outs in here. I'm going to have to argue again. Outer Space should not be blue. But you know what? pretty cool lineup. Banana Mania is probably my favorite name out of the bunch so far because that was just a fun mouthful to say. We're going to move on to the next 48 box. These are cool because you can open them two ways. You can open the top so things don't spill out, or if you want to keep them organized as you're coloring like I do, you just open this part here and they're all sitting in their nice neat little rows. I can see that I've worn down one of these crayons, two of these crayons to stubs, which means I have used some of this box before, but I can promise that they're all in this box. So for the 48 box, we have such classics as Bittersweet, Pacific Blue, Plum, Professor Plum in the library with the crayon box, Burnt Sienna. Man, somebody needs to learn how to cook. Periwinkle, that's Tinkerbell's sister. That's a pretty good color for her too, actually. Gold, very simple, very classic, metallic. Sky Blue, which is not to be confused with Cadet Blue. We're getting a bunch of similar light blue family colors here. We have Yellow Orange. I wonder if Orange Yellow is in here too. Let's see. Oh, nope, that's Neon Carrot. Neon, so this is, which one is which, huh? This is Neon Carrot. This is Yellow Orange. We have Orchid. I always liked this purpley pink color. We have Magenta, one of my favorites because it's my favorite character in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. We have Brick Red. She's a brick house. Forest Green. We're going all over the world. We've been to the Pacific, we've been to outer space, been to the Caribbean, and now we're in the forest. We have Yellow Green. So here's Yellow Green, Yellow Orange. Yellow gets around. Somebody ought to be restricting yellow. Make it get tested. We have Burnt Orange because, you know, Sienna's in the kitchen burning stuff again. Here's burnt oranges. We got Yellow Green. Another proof that yellow's just all over town. And Tropical Rainforest. I will show you this one sampled because I always thought it was interesting how Tropical Rainforest, you would think like lush place, green trees, green forest. But when you actually color with Rainforest, you sort of get like a blue-green. It's a little more on the blue side of teal. And I always thought that was interesting because I wouldn't imagine a rainforest to be mostly blue. That would be more like a spruce forest to me. Also in the box we have Wisteria, another purple flower. We've got Timberwolf. I remember the contest they had for naming these new colors because I can remember Timberwolf and Mac and Cheese and Tickled Pink and a couple of those colors all coming out at the same time. We have Scarlet, which looks more orange to me, but the tip is definitely more towards a scarlet color, which should be a red or orangish red. We have Violet Red. Violet, not violent. Let's not get confused here. We have Tan, the color I don't turn in the sun. We have Red Orange, the color I do turn in the sun. Gray. Indigo. Peach. These are some easy ones. Sea Green. Very similar to one of the colors we just had in the last box. Melon. Apricot. Cerulean. Cerulean was always one of my favorite shades of blue. It's got that nice little bit of teal hint to it. And Carnation Pink, part of the Flower Gang. Flower Gang's coming up to your house. They're like, hey guys, we're gonna have tea like strawberry shortcake, except we're all made out of flowers. This is why I don't market children's toys or create them, because I would not have good catchphrases. Here we have For Purple Mountain's Majesty. Purple Mountain's Majesty. Not to be confused with all the other purples in the box. Raw Sienna. This time Sienna's in the kitchen. She did not want to risk things getting burnt, so she's just going to serve it up raw. Anybody for poke? We have Cornflower. Lavender. I'm going to argue that's a little too pink for a lavender, but that's okay. Spring Green. Goldenrod. That was Mahogany. Blue Green. Now green's starting to move around. Granny Smith apple, the sourest of all the crayons. Ooh. Salmon or salmon. Olive green. I'm gonna back up to salmon for a second. So salmon reminds me of when I was living in Ireland, and this song was out by the Chemical Brothers at the time called the Salmon Dance, and basically you put your arms to the side, as simple as it seemed, and then you shook your body like a salmon working upstream, and so everybody was like doing the salmon dance for a while. I used to think that was the funniest thing in the entire world. Not anymore, but you know, since then we've had such classics as, you know, the whole pen, apple, pineapple, pen song, but the salmon dance was where it was at. Olive green was the one we were skipping away from for a second there for a tangent. We got chestnut. Chestnut roasting on an open fire, and hopefully not melting on my nose. Electric lime. That should go with neon carrot. Sepia. For all those old Instagram filters you want to color in. We have Marvelous Darling. I remember this color getting named too with the Timberwolf and the other ones, and I always thought I pictured like Cruella de Vil in my head saying that's marvelous. And then Tumbleweed will finish off the box with a very basic tan brown color. Now that the box is empty, I can imagine I see a tumbleweed blowing across the top of the box. Let me just take a moment to replace these 48 crayons, and then I will open the final 48. We still haven't come across, you know, your basics, red, blue, for example. So I'm hoping that we're going to find them in the next box. Wait a minute, was this a straggler? Oh no, we got sepia. Okay, we're good. Sepia? Sepia? Septum piercing? I don't know. If you are one of the 4 people watching this video and you know how you like to pronounce sepia, please type it phonetically in the comments below. Alright, I'm just gonna, yep, that's efficient. And then last but not least, we're gonna go for the last 48. Hopefully our traditionals are in here. I definitely see some neons, so we'll see what's in here. We have Blue Violet, Robin's Egg Blue, red. There it is, guys, the first basic beep color, red, or rojo for those of you who speak Spanish. We have Blue Azul. We have Tickle Me Pink. I mentioned this one earlier. I can remember, this makes me think about Christmas like a decade or so ago, when Tickle Me Elmo was the most popular Christmas present, and everybody wanted this Elmo just because it laughed at you, like you were tickling it. No one ever thought to teach Elmo about like the no-no space. Show me on this Elmo where he tickled you. Green. Midnight blue. Not to be confused with outer space because it's midnight, but we're not that far into the sky. Black and shadow are very similar. Red violet. White. Brown. Orange. Macaroni and cheese, one of my favorite color names. It's more orange than I like. Kraft macaroni and cheese isn't even this orange, and Kraft is like my go-to, especially the ones with the frozen 2 shapes, just because I love noodle shapes. They kind of give you more noodle than just those little elbows. Yellow, green yellow, and violet parentheses purple. Just in case you're not sure what violet means, they gave you purple. Okay, we have 2 rows left in our 48 box. Let's see what we have. We have outrageous orange, sun glow. I need some SPF 50 for this one. We have purple pizzazz. That makes me think of Gem and the Holograms, because Pizzazz was the leader of the Misfits, and she was always getting them into all kinds of fights with the holograms. Inchworm. The only inchworm I know about is the Beanie Baby Inch, who is rainbow. This is not rainbow. What are you doing, Crayola? Wild watermelon. I'm so wild, guys. I just want to dance and like get crazy. Wild watermelon. We have Atomic Tangerine. That sounds like a cool band name. Laser Lemon. We got Radical Red. Radical Man. These are the neons. I'm feeling the 80s. Unmellow Yellow. And they call me Unmellow Yellow. It's a little more orange than yellow. Screamin Green. I'm not going to scream for you. It will break my microphone. Turquoise Blue, or turquoise. It's French for turquoise. Shocking Pink. Should have worn my rubber grounding gloves to open these. We have Hot Magenta. Magenta and Hot Magenta. I want to do like a versus for those two at some point and just see what our major difference is. We're almost done with this little neons. Let's see, we also have Dandelion, which was by far one of the worst songs in Quilters the Musical that I had to sing when I was in that show. Wild Blue Yonder. Look out, kiddos. We're going yonder. Where? Oh, you know, yonder. Over there. Razzle Dazzle Rose. Give 'em nail. Razzle Dazzle. Razzle Dazzle 'em. Okay, and then last but not least, we're in the final box portion of crayons. We have Vivid Tangerine. I think we had a tangerine color in there already. We have Pine Green. Maroon. This just makes me think of Maroon Studios and Who Killed Roger Rabbit. You're welcome very much. We've got Copper, another one of those nice metallics. Razzmatazz, not to be confused with Razzle Dazzle or Pizzazz. We got Wild Strawberry, one of my favorite reds because it's sort of like a pinky red that looks just like a tasty little strawberry. Royal Purple. Purple used to be the color of royalty, of course, and if you were wearing it, you were considered high class. Navy Blue, as composed to, you know, army green. Denim, for all your acid washed needs. Fuchsia. I love to argue with people about fuchsia versus magenta. Here's the key. Fuchsia is more cool color, blue, purple, red. Magenta is a warm color. It's more of a pink, purple, red. We've got Mango Tango. It takes two to Mango Tango in this neighborhood. Jungle Green. We've been to the jungle, the forest, the outer reaches of space, and the pines. Cerise. This just makes me think of, spelt completely differently, Cerise by Ghost, the band. Great song, great song. Shamrock. Oh, it's time to be coloring with a shamrock now. You should keep this crayon on handy in case you ever run into Warwick Davis. Jazzberry Jam. What's a jazzberry? And the last crayon in the 120 crayon box is Asparagus, which makes me think of Cats the Musical because Gus the theater cat's name is Asparagus. But that's such a fuss to pronounce that we usually call him just Gus. Well, folks, I appreciate you sticking around to see all 120 beautiful crayons in this Crayola set. It looks like, from the looks of it, this is not every color ever made. And I know this for a couple of reasons. One, because I've seen boxes with more crayons inside of them. And two, because it's missing all of the fun glitter crayons. The ones that have all the little glitter flakes in them and look really shiny when you color with them. It's missing a few metallics, and then I think we have pretty much the whole collection. So I recommend this set with 2 thumbs way up, not only for the crayons, but for Tip. I mean, give it up for Tip, guys. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you check out the rest of my videos where I unbox random things such as treats from Japan, and who knows. Leave a comment below on what you'd like me to unbox next.